you gonna change the things around you? Oh, what you gonna love inside of you? Oh, when you gonna hear his revelation? Oh, oh, let it move inside of you. Life ain't no.
Welcome, beautiful souls, to Infinite Perspectives, where voices become vision and vision becomes transformation. I am Michelle Diamond, creative, author, and co founder of this amazing platform. And with me, I have my incredible co host, Linda.
Hi, I'm Linda Boston, founder of Peer Incorporated, portable educational and entertainment repertoire. I am also a professional voiceover talent, audiobook narrator, and actress, singer, author, and co-creator and co-host of this wonderful platform with my great PR strategist, Michelle Diamond Nelson, the voice.
Aw, thank you, Linda. I appreciate that. Well,
Mhm.
tonight's conversation is not simply about acting. It's not simply about performance or visibility or the titles that come with it. However, tonight we're entering into a conversation about identity, about present, about the versions of ourselves people learn to become while trying to survive.
Mhm. Yes.
Many people become successful before they ever become whole. And many people spend years learning how to perform before learning how to simply just be.
Absolutely. You know, we live in a world that rewards image and it celebrates presentation and often applauds performance while quietly neglecting authenticity. And you know, that's the buzzword, right, Jay? That's the buzzword, authenticity. But there's some reality and truth to that word. People become experts at showing others who they should appear to be while
Hmm.
slowly forgetting who they actually are, you know?
Powerful.
So
Mhm.
true, Linda. Thank you for that. And tonight, we lean into a deeper question. What
Mhm.
happens when life asks us to stop performing and
Mm.
finally come home to ourselves? Because identity is not simply what we do, it is what remains when titles, roles, recognition, and expectations all fall away.
Mhm.
Infinite Perspectives is proudly brought to you by Peer Incorporated, Next Level Promotion, a division of Infinite Perspectives Brands, Moniker Enterprises, Carlotta Cole the Brands, Unlimited Networks Property Management, and of course, All Generations Foundation.
Right. And tonight we welcome an actor, a trainer, a host, an author, a husband, a father, and creator of Soul Systems Life,
Yes,
Jay Jones.
yes,
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 Thank you
yes.
absolutely.
so much, ladies. What an
Right.
honor.
A man whose work extends beyond performance into emotional awareness, authentic presence, and helping people reconnect with the deeper truth of who they are.
Mm, I
Wow.
like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah,
Yes,
remember that.
I
Remember that.
yes.
I like that.
And beyond titles, beyond the platform, and beyond the public image, tonight explores something deeper. It
Mhm.
explores what happens when life asks us to remove the mask and
Yes.
stand in our own truth. Because some people perform for approval, while others eventually discover that authenticity itself is the true power.
Mhm.
Jay,
Mm.
we take this time to officially welcome you to Infinite Perspectives. Tonight, we don't just simply want to discuss the success, we want to explore what it truly means to return home to self. Welcome, Jay.
Oh, what a warm, wonderful welcome, my dear sisters. I feel so honored. So honored to be
Oh,
in your presence this evening. Infinite perspectives. What a powerful moniker. Someone was very intentional when they gave this beautiful platform a name, a mission, and I'm grateful to be a part of it tonight.
And we're grateful to have you. We are filled with gratitude. We honor it, welcome it, and it's anchored. And with that being said, Jay, let's delve right in. Before Jay the actor, before Jay the trainer, before Jay the husband and the father, who was Jay before the world started assigning these roles?
mm.
J. Jones, Joseph Jermaine Jones,
Come
was
on.
born down by the river in Savannah, Georgia.
I love it.
A few years back in the early 1970s, and I was born into a very hearty, robust black family. I had my
Mm,
mother and father and my grandparents who all still live down in Savannah to this very day. My
wow.
grandparents have passed, but my parents are still there. As a matter of fact, I'm going on Saturday to celebrate my father's 80th birthday. So,
Wonderful.
Oh, happy early birthday, Dad.
thank you. He
Early
is just as
birthday.
vibrant and vivacious as ever.
Yeah, yeah,
So we see where it's coming from.
Yes,
yes.
indeed. Yes, indeed. So we're going back home. My wife and I will go back to Savannah on Saturday. But that's where it all began, ladies. It all began
Okay.
in Savannah, Georgia, and it was a wonderful place, a wonderful fertile soil for a young black seed to be planted in.
Yes,
Right,
So
right.
I
it was
love
the
That's
that.
southern soil
important
that
to
raised
recognize.
me. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
and
Yes,
very
ma'am.
important to recognize your roots. That's
It's,
wonderful.
it's vital. It's one of the six pillars in our soul system.
Okay.
Recognizing ancestral spiritual
Yeah.
connections. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Understand, I was raised by my family, but my grandmother, Amelia R. Jones, was who I really cleaved to. She was
Mm.
a woman beyond her time. She had graduated back in the 1930s from college, which was rare. She worked for civil service my entire life. And my grandmother, like a lot of black grandmothers, she instilled in me something that I still use every day. One of her main monikers were manners will take you where money never will. It's something that I
Oh,
remember to this day. Manners will take you where money never will. So
You
she
better
instilled
come
in
on.
me the essence of what humanity is: empathy, active listening, and more importantly than anything else, presence. Your presence
Mhm.
is your power. So it was instilled early in Savannah that being intentional, mindful, and present was the way to success in a very noisy and busy world. So I'm grateful that from
absolutely.
that seed that was planted in that fertile soil in Savannah, I was able to bud, blossom, and prayerfully bear fruit into the world.
You know,
Love it.
I'm a grandmother. I'm going to have to use that.
Come on.
I'm going to have to say, man, where money never will. Because I need to
Well,
say
money
that to
never
that
will.
10-year stairs right now. See, I need to
I
say
know
that
that's
right.
right. Amen. Because believe it or not, I'm a grandfather too. I got a 4 year old and I just came in. Yes, ma'am. And trust me,
Oh,
Papa constantly advocates. You
You
have
got to say,
got to be man. You're a good boy. You're a good
yeah,
boy. And as long as
yeah.
we understand it, because it was repeated to me time immemorial as I was growing up in Savannah. My grandma used to call me boss man when I was little. She instilled in me
Yeah.
an attitude of excellence.
mm,
She told me when I was growing up that I would always dress a certain way because my grandmother was an advocate of it. She was from the old school. So
Hmm.
overalls were meant for the field. You know what I'm saying? So if you stepped out, you stepped. So I said, Grandma, why must I always have, because all my friends got on sweatsuits and Pumas, and I got on these Cole Haans and duck heads and button up shirts. She said, "Boy, you dress the way you want to be addressed,"
Okay,
right.
now I got to take that one too. I
and I
got to.
live by that principle. Amen. Look, Linda, they're all yours. These are just vessels that come through me. I don't own nothing.
Oh, come on. We
Please,
passing
if
it to all the
we
ancestors.
passing
Yeah.
it through, baby. That's it. So it is yours. Just like she gave it to me to just borrow. And I'm sure she got it from her mama or somebody. So I use those principles because a man without principles is like a ship without a rudder.
Ooh, you
Come on.
better.
You can
Yeah.
go in any direction the wind may blow you, my dear brother. But
Come
when
on.
you
Come
have
on. Come on.
principles, a foundation on which you live your life,
Mm,
regardless of what the circumstances externally dictate, as long as you have an internal compass that always points you due north, you'll always survive in the rockiest of seas. So
absolutely.
Absolutely.
it's the
Yes,
foundation
Absolutely.
on which I
foundation
was
is
built.
everything. Yes.
Yes.
What is
Well, you
instilled.
know,
Yes.
here's a question for you because I know that you recognized many things on your journey.
Yes, ma'am.
So, when did you first begin recognizing the difference between who you were and who life expected you to become?
Mm.
Well, that's a powerful question. See, you look, Michelle said y'all had some powerful questions tonight. And I said, I
Yeah,
like
but
good questions.
we love you. We love you. We ain't gonna trip you
And
up.
I love it. You're making me stronger, my dear sister. The
Okay.
friction only makes me better. You understand? So as you say, when did it happen? It happened when I was cutting grass down in
Mm.
Savannah. See, back in the day, I'm Generation X, right? Born from 68 to, I believe, 82 or one of them things. So I'm Generation X. We got out early with the lawnmowers trying to make a
Yes.
dime or a dollar back in the day. So I was in Savannah with a group of my friends, and we had gotten lawnmowers, and we had split up. One brother had a lawnmower, the other brother had the rake. So we were a lawn care team. We just did what most young men do, knocked on doors. So we came across
Exactly.
a white household in my neighborhood in Savannah. Now, be honest, we lived in an apartment complex, but we clearly wasn't cutting grass at the apartment complex. So there were subdivisions not far from where we grew up, but they were not all black, and we came across some white ones. Well, on this one day, I had to be maybe 10, 11. This white man was not happy to see these young black men in his yard knocking
Mm.
on his door. Called us niggas. Told us to get our little nigga asses out his yard. It scared me to death. I'd never in my life encountered something like that. At that age, I ran home, me and my
Hmm.
partner. We were scared because we heard about the Ku Klux Klan, and that's the
Right.
only thing we would associate with racism to that extent because it wasn't subtle. But at that moment, I went home and I went and I hid under my bed. I hid under my bed, and my mother came home from work, and my sister told her I was upstairs, and she came upstairs and she asked me what happened. And I explained to her what happened. And she was like, baby, we live in a world where everybody will not see your greatness. They will not see, because most people were happy to see us. They were giving us opportunities because we were trying to be entrepreneurial. And it fed our ego. But when that white man gave us a cold shower of reality, that young black men in the early 1980s in Savannah, Georgia weren't welcome everywhere. That's when I realized, okay, there are people in this world who don't see me like my family. There are people in this world who don't expect me to open doors through my manners or to
Mm.
impress with my wardrobe, like my grandmother had instilled in me. I had to weather the storm of racism and injustice just like everybody else. And in the process, it made me become a scholar of my people's history so I could learn how my ancestors endured real suppressive racism to the point where it would steal their whole existence, hang you. And I learned through my history just how much resilience our people have, and that is why we've been so oppressed.
Yes. Yes.
They understand our power, but the sad part is we seldom do.
Yes.
We
So true.
seldom understand what we have to offer this world because we've been so marginalized,
Mm.
minimized, and beaten. But I
Yes.
feel like the resistance is what builds our strength. It's what
Yes.
builds our culture. It's what allows us to be the phoenix that consistently and constantly rises from the
Mm.
flames of oppression. So we
on.
Yes.
will survive. And that's when I realized, my dear sister, that the world may not see me the way I see myself.
Mm, mm. Ooh, before the world knew you, you were already. Mm. Listen, so we're gonna go deeper, but anyhow, our amazing supporter Lisa Boston Batts is on, and she dropped a comment. She said, "Wow, I'm going to have to pull out a pen and paper. He's sharing some valuable nuggets.
Praise
Thank you,
God.
sir.
Thank
Gratitude,
you, Miss Lisa.
Yes.
gratitude there." Amazing. And yes, absolutely. The nuggets and talking about the Phoenix rising. Whew, had some
Mm.
chills there. Listen. So, Jay, with everything that you just shared with us, do you believe that many people unconsciously create versions of themselves simply to survive environment
Mm.
Oh, absolutely.
they were never meant to
Absolutely.
stay in the first place?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Absolutely. You know, we live in a world that's destined to marginalize because it can control you. It is simply a mechanism to override your divine intuitions,
Mm,
because we are all built with a compass, that due north compass within us all. But because we
Mm.
live in such a loud society, because we live,
Yes.
especially in our modern world, where people are
mhm,
so fascinated by other people's lives to such extent that we want to emulate and be just like the people that we see, not knowing that that dims our own beautiful intrinsic gifts, right?
Mhm.
So our subconscious cannot take a joke. So if you tell yourself I'm nothing, your subconscious will go to work to in fact bring that into existence.
mhm,
So we have lived in we live in a society where people are bombarded with so much information they don't know what or who to turn to. So they start believing
Mhm.
anything. It's about that principle foundation we talked about. People don't
so
have
true.
principles. Principles take time to build, and we live in a
Mhm.
microwave society. Nobody has
Yeah.
time to invest in learning. We want it quick.
Yes.
We want Chat GPT to tell us the answer to everything. We want the GPS to tell us the directions to everything. Once upon a time, directions was I live 6 miles past the yellow church. Once you get to the bushes on the left, turn right. My house is the third one. We had to remember that. The more we outsource our cognition, our thoughts, the less powerful we become. And the
Mhm.
more
Mm,
we outsource our value in who we are, if our value is only tied into what other people believe we are, then our value will go with the wind. It will go with the whims and the attitudes and the seasons of how people view us. But
Come
if we
on.
have a foundational belief in who we are from the inside, that's why my book is called Acting from the Inside
right
Out.
out.
Not
Okay.
from the
Yeah,
Come on.
outside
I
in.
love that. I love
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
So look, and I'm sorry, Linda, let me interject real quick here.
Okay.
So with everything that you just stated, again, and I have to take it back, Linda, it's just amazes me again, pointing out how aligned each
Each show.
episode and dialogue is on this platform because
Mm,
it's as though God is saying, "Hey, this person's coming next." It's not scheduled like, "Hey, let's you come here." It's alignment when you're called and you say, "Okay, this is the time I'm gonna come on. This is the date." And the funny thing, if you go back from the beginning, every single episode, it's confirmation of the previous show, and this one it's bringing more about becoming and
mhm.
understanding again,
You
full
know,
alignment.
you say
Alignment.
that, and our very first show was about the woman's womb,
Mm,
about maintaining and holding on to your womanhood, because we
mm.
had Dr. Lipman on and how
Yes,
he's saving uteruses.
Mm.
Because you have fibroids does not mean you have to have a hysterectomy.
yes. I
Come
think you're
on.
familiar with Dr. Lipman from the Atlanta
I am.
Fibroids.
Dr.
Yes.
Lipman talked about it. So we began talking about saving the human
Mm.
from the inside out.
That's right.
And see, that's how we know we're operating in our purpose.
Amen.
This platform is simply that. You know, many people become highly skilled at presenting themselves, right?
Yes,
Mm.
ma'am.
While quietly losing connection with themselves. That's what you've just said, Jay.
Come on.
So now we've got to think about this. Do we believe society teaches people how to perform before teaching them how to heal?
Mm.
Because we began this platform from a healing foundation.
Amen. Amen. And that's and absolutely from the very first time we start walking, we are performing. Do that little dance you did, little Earl. Do that little thing. We have been taught. And then what do you get when you perform? Oh, that was good. You get praise. You get
The
likes.
reward.
You get the reward.
Can't
Right? So it becomes where that is tied into our development as humanity, the performing aspect of it. So we have to unlearn how to be authentic. We have to unlearn how to quit performing and how to be authentic because so many times we can, especially in this modern era where there's no time to be bored, no time to discover who you are, no time to go out and just be quiet without a screen screaming at us, right? So
Yes.
in this day and age, we have to be ultra intentional about finding what is authentic to us. A lot of us don't know what our authentic selves even look like anymore. We've been characters for so long. We've been pretending, to your point, Linda, to protect ourselves. Pretending to protect is as old as slavery. It is hardwired into our DNA to perform, to survive as Black people. So, for us to understand how to unpack that historical trauma, to where we can come, and a lot of times it's been done through our spiritual connections,
Yes.
through our ancestral connections to not religion, but spirituality. Something
Yes.
that we brought with us from the motherland, not that was
Mhm.
co-opted and given to us to control us,
Love it.
right? So when we get back to our ancestral power and understand that we are the original man and woman,
Mm.
we are the blueprint in which everyone else was built from. That is why they recognize our power and try to
Diminish.
marginalize
Mm-hmm.
and diminish it.
Mm.
Because they know,
Yeah.
because you think to yourself, why are they so adamant at constantly harassing and distracting and disrupting us? What have we done to anybody? It's not what we've done, it's what they're afraid of what we can do.
Come
They're
on.
afraid of our potential to come together and change humanity. You know, whatever Black touch, Black dominates. That's scientific.
And
You know what I'm
melanin does.
saying?
Yeah, it does. It does.
It dominates, right? So again, back to the performance piece. Once we learn how to walk in our soul system, to the deepest part, not because the opposite of soul is surface. And we want to be on that society wants to keep us on the surface to control our every thought and move, keep
Mm.
us marginalized by being desperate all the time. You have to
Ooh.
perform when you're desperate. But when you know everything is in abundance in God's universe, you don't have to be desperate for money, for attention, for anything. Just be human, be yourself, be authentic, and watch how the universe opens the floodgates for you. And it may
Mm.
not come in your time, but it'll come in divine time. I can promise you that.
Ooh, you
Yes.
better. Yes.
Yes. You're saying a lot here, Jay.
Before,
Mm.
listen, before the world named you, you were already enough. Before history wounded you. Listen,
Already
anyhow,
You're already enough. That you
yes.
are already enough. And we have to recognize that because that is the work for us as a people is to understand our power is enough. Who we are. We don't have to add on all this extra stuff to perform, to be satisfied, and to get the accolades. Trust me, be a human being,
Mm.
especially in this world.
Mirror work.
Smile.
Mirror work is so
If,
it's so
if,
necessary.
Right, right. If I can
Literally.
interject this, and I've said this several times. Harry Lennox and I were talking on set one time, and he said that most people want to be famous. They don't want to hone the skill.
No, ma'am.
You know, the field that we're in, we legitimately studied. We wanted to tell the story. But nowadays, young people think fame is the key. That's where the money's going. They want the money and the fame. And they have
Linda,
to
girl, look.
You said, what did you say? You said the opposite of soul is surface?
It's
Yes.
surface.
Come on.
You hit the nail on the head. What we do as artists, what we do is sacred work.
Yes.
This is a practice, as anything like a martial arts practice, like a spiritual practice. You need to use it daily. That's why I am so excited that this shakeup, I tell people right now, it's the best time in the world to be an actor, because I know it may not be the best time in the world to be a celebrity, but if you're a real artist, because guess what's getting ready to come back? Live performance, baby. The stage is getting ready to be the new prestige TV. And guess who's going to be on the stage? Only real artists, because that is where the rubber meets the road. That's where the wheat gets removed from the shaft, baby. Because it don't take nothing to do 800 takes and have somebody give you a line reading because you look good and got 6 million followers. But when the time comes for you to get on this stage and be a marathon artist, to do the same thing every night and still find new character, still find new meaning, still find new energy, still find new ways to tell this story. That is what's going to resonate, because we are so tired of the AI slop, of the surface material, of all these remakes and IPs. The real artists are about to take center stage, and I'm so
You
here
done
for
said
it.
it. You said it. You said it.
I love it.
I'm so here for it, and it's happening right now.
I love it. And I'm going to follow up with that because it's right on time. The soul system speaks about authenticity,
Come on,
inner
come on.
alignment, and living from a deeper place.
Yes, ma'am.
When did you, Jay, begin recognizing that success alone does not necessarily create fulfillment?
That's beautiful. Another gem of a question, my dear sister. So I'm an artist that started. So I started playing football, right? And like most young black boys, I wanted to go to the NFL and be like O.J. Simpson and Deion Sanders. But I broke my neck in a football game my junior year of high school in Savannah, Georgia. Got the scars to prove it. So they grafted the bones from my hips, fused it with the broken bone in the neck. This is in 1988, so it was pretty archaic. My scars are old school scars, not these cute, fancy ones they got now.
Right.
But needless to say, that was the first blow to let me know that my big football dreams were not going to come true. So I could have been devastated and said, well, that's all I was built for. But I started leaning into politics in high school. So my junior year, so I ran for junior class president because I was popular. And then I won because I was popular. And people kind of felt sorry for me. But my junior year, I got real focused. And I said, now I'm going to do this for real, to try to make an impact, to try to be different, right? So the success of me campaigning, losing the football career, but gaining a real foothold on something even more valuable: service to people, my people in particular. I realized at that point that money probably wasn't a whole lot, money to me at that point. I knew I wasn't gonna be no millionaire trying to help black people unless I just invented something. I looked at Martin Luther King, and what people don't even know what kind of car Martin Luther King drove. People don't even know, what kind of clothes Malcolm X wore, what labels were inside those clothes. But the impact they had was beyond anything a monetary value could add. That's what drove me early. I promise you, Michelle. So I went into theater. I went into acting because I love theater. That's what led me. When I broke my neck, my English teacher, Julie Bath, who ended up becoming, she had cerebral palsy, white woman, ended up becoming the superintendent of schools in Savannah. She was brilliant, but she was an English teacher at this time where this story began. I had a halo brace in my own that I had to wear to school, which is a 4 column thing with a little halo that
Mhm.
actually screw
With
into
the
your head.
screws.
So
Yep.
I'm sitting in class, the lost weight, feeling crazy, and Julie Bath gave each kid in class a part to read in a play called Oedipus. It's a Greek tragedy. And so
Yes.
she gave me the part of Oedipus. And long story short, he marries his mom, kills his dad, fathers a child with his mama, finds out that he did this, and walks and burns his eyes out. So
Mhm.
it's a tragedy. My
Yes.
life to me is a tragedy at this time because I can't play football. I got this big halo brace on. Needless to say, I gave that character everything I was feeling,
I know
and
you did.
people in the class was crying. I was crying.
I
The teacher was
believe it.
crying. That's where the beginning of the craft started.
Yeah.
I could see. So I never really thought about acting as making money. I didn't even know how you could make money as an
Yeah.
actor when I was first starting off. I saw Cliff Huxtable, I mean the Cosby Show and Theo, but I didn't know how you even got to that. But I knew I could act in theater.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
to your point, my joy, and I still struggle. My wife helps with the money a lot more because we've been blessed through our craft. But if I lost everything tomorrow and I still have my ability to go on stage and tell human stories, I'm a success. So I
Hmm.
realized that finance doesn't always equate to happiness, to joy. Now we need money, but as long as we have that foundation, that those principles are being fed daily, we're not living beyond what we've established as our cultural and philosophical boundaries. We're not,
Yeah.
even as an artist, we don't do, my wife and I don't do nude scenes. We don't do
Yeah.
sex scenes.
Yeah.
We try to be very aligned and intentional. And we know
Mm.
that compromises success sometimes. Because if we
Yeah.
did that, we'd probably be more successful. We
Right.
probably
Right.
make more money. We
Yeah.
probably get more work if we did that. But
It
our
it probably
principles
wouldn't
won't
be
allow
union work though. You'd probably get kicked out the union if you did it. So
it. You know it. So so success and money, success, and I realized I could still be me, better me. I don't need to make a million, I just need to make a living.
I
yeah.
know that's right.
Yeah.
You can't
Listen,
control me.
what happens when someone reaches external success, yet
Mm.
internally they still feel disconnected? What happens there?
Oh, that's another phenomenal question because there's so many people in that position
Yeah.
because they went after the wrong goal. They went after the money instead of the
Yes.
peace and the prosperity. There's a
Mm.
difference between having some money and being prosperous.
That's
I
right.
feel sorry for a man who only has money. If that's all you got, brother, my heart bleeds for you. Because if
Ooh.
you don't have love, if you don't have family or friends that you've cultivated, and if you can't sleep at night
Mm.
based on what you've done to get your money, it's not worth it. But we live in a society that we just established from 4 5 years old. Award your performance
Mm-hmm.
to the extent that it will consume you to perform for other people if you're not careful.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It will
Mm-hmm.
consume you to
Yes.
perform for other people if you're not careful. You have to have your philosophical boundaries. And
Right.
you have to understand that your peace of mind, your ability to rest and be peaceful in not only what you do, but what you've done and will continue to do to earn your living, that is the real place of prosperity and success. That
Mm-hmm.
is
Yeah.
when you have grown and you transcended just money. You know
Ooh.
what I'm saying? That's a
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Western culture, y'all. This money is, and again, I get it. We want nice things. We need, I'm not, to be clear, not against success. I
Mm-hmm.
understand success is inevitable when you do good work, when
Mm-hmm.
you don't sell your soul. Success will inevitably find you. You won't be able to beat it back. But what level of success? How much do you need? Floyd Mayweather just lost $20 billion because
Mm-hmm.
he was never satisfied with the money. It was a self-esteem issue. He needed somebody to tell him you're great so much that he spent his last dime to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. So true. You
So
know,
was he successful, Michelle? Was
no,
he truly
no,
successful
absolutely
with all
not.
that money?
Absolutely not. I concur. Look,
I
pure
would tell you.
validity. Pure
Uh-huh.
validity. Look, all the way
Mhm.
across the board.
Yeah.
all the way across the board.
All
With
the
all
way.
that money,
Mhm.
we would
All the
not
way.
deem that brother a success as
Mhm.
much as he made,
Not at all.
and as prolific as he was in his craft. Even
Yes.
that, but because his internal mechanism, because his need was so great for other people to validate him, he would
You took
spend
that right
a
out of my
million,
mouth.
10 million on a watch to
Yes.
post just to show other people, see how valuable I am, see how
Mhm.
much I got. But your value is just like anything else. You have to dig for it. It's within you.
His
It's
was
with
lacking.
anything of value you can't find on the surface. You got to dig for gold, mine
Mhm.
for oil,
Mm.
dive for oysters, dive for
Mhm.
pearls. Nothing
Mhm.
is on the surface of value. You have to go deeper. That's why the soul system is
Yes.
what we really want the people to understand is acting from the inside out. You
Correct.
have to
Because we're
dictate.
not surface here.
No.
We're
Okay.
not surface here. Not at
No.
all.
And see
Never
it
at infinite perspectives.
not at all. Not at all. See, come on, Jay. Come on.
Never.
In retrospect and hypothetically speaking, since we're saying he was chasing, monetary gains and not understanding what truly was wealth, right?
The
Mhm.
soul of humanity. That's right.
Mhm.
Exactly. So, in essence, a lot of people actually do the same thing and they spend years chasing a rival only
Mhm.
to realize they have abandoned themselves while running toward it. And
It's a
often,
shame.
what we call success was actually survival wearing
Mm,
expensive clothing.
Mhm.
mm,
Mhm.
I love it.
Mhm.
Let me do your little T thing, girl. I like that.
High
I
five.
like that. I like that, Shell. This survival dressed up in expensive clothes. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. We're buying our way to happiness, and there is not enough money on earth. If you're not aligned, you guys said it earlier, that alignment is
Mhm.
essential to let you know that you're operating in your divine gift, right?
Mhm.
Because all blessings aren't from God, right?
Yes.
The devil in the
Yes.
blessing business too. But you've got to have your awareness. If you're not built on a strong enough foundation, you will
Mhm.
blow with whichever the wind takes you.
Yeah.
And the devil
Yes.
is a powerful breeze because it
Yeah.
looks good. He tempted Jesus on the mount with all the riches. You see, took him to the mount and said, all this is yours, bruh. Just bow down to me. You can have it
Mhm.
all. And so many
Mhm.
of us don't understand the foundation on which we're built, so we go and fall
Ooh.
for the bait.
Yes.
We fall for
Yes.
the bait. And he get
We
us
so
hook,
love
line,
you,
and
Jay.
sinker.
Yeah.
We so love
And I
you.
love
We
you
so
too.
love you.
Y'all too real. Y'all keeping it too real on this platform, ladies.
Oh, and shout out to my amazing sister and one of our sponsors in the building, Mrs. Raquel Simpson, joined by her husband, my amazing brother in law, Richard Simpson. They said
Oh, the Simpsons.
hashtag not surface and whoop, whoop. And then Shannon says health is wealth, authenticity is wealth, and love is
Mm,
wealth. Spiritual gifts,
fantastic.
discernment is wealth.
Mhm.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yes.
Couldn't put
And
it
to
better.
that, Shan, sometimes the greatest performance is not on stage, it is a version of ourselves we created
That's
Mhm.
right.
to be accepted. And healing begins the moment performance is no longer necessary.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it takes
Yeah,
courage. It
it
takes courage,
absolutely does. Yes.
because it is frightening to face yourself after
Yes.
Yeah.
ignoring you for
Ooh.
years, right?
Yes.
It's very frightening. So people typically don't do it. They continue to go along to get along because they say it's been working. But in reality, it's been destroying them from the inside out.
Mm,
Yes.
So many people end up a shell of themselves because their own consciousness, because they know better, but because the performance has been so ongoing, because
Mhm.
so many people believe this character
Mhm. Mhm.
that they're afraid to show their authentic self. But it's in that friction, it's in that fear, it's in that because courage is not operating in the absence of fear. It's operating in the presence of fear. That's what courage is.
Yes.
So you
Mhm.
got to move through it. And it takes time, it takes courage. But once you do it, it will change your life immensely for the
Yes.
better, forever. It
Uh-huh.
will give
Yes.
other people around you permission to be
Mhm.
authentic
Ooh,
when
Mm.
they're around you. You know what
love
I'm
Yes.
it.
saying? They'll
Yes.
know
Absolutely.
that they don't need to perform because they see yo like what we're
Ooh,
doing tonight. See,
Mhm.
we can be on this platform playing,
Mhm.
performing,
Mhm.
but we chose to be authentic,
Mhm.
and that way all of us are now comfortable enough to be authentic.
Mhm.
mm,
Nobody is just putting on airs to look good for the camera, right?
Mhm.
People are time. I think society is becoming more sophisticated because
Mhm.
we're so inundated with fake now.
mm,
Everything is so fake now, and AI is making it even more fake. So I think
Paper.
there's a counterculture growing where
Yeah.
people are going to cleave toward non-algorithmic
ooh.
humanity.
There you
Yes.
go. Yeah.
You know what
They'll
I'm
Ooh,
saying?
crave, they'll
you.
crave authenticity. Yeah.
They're gonna crave
Thank
it.
you, Linda.
That's what,
Yes.
like I said, that's why theater and live music, live musicians, live singing. Like at the church, we used to go to church on Sunday, man, to hear them choir sing. And I tell you, they said there's a dearth of singers because people ain't going to church to get that training no more.
Mm,
People aren't going to church the way we used to. So they're not being in them choirs every weekend, getting that leadership from those directors. So we get this surface music. We get
yes.
these surface movies. But when we start really tapping back into our authenticity and we kick back against all this fake coming, music, the live performances, you know, the live meetups where people get back together again because we've been isolated and insulated so long the past decade through this social media algorithm, our echo chambers where we only talk to and engage with people who sound like us because we become so fragile we don't know how to negotiate the gray areas of life. We don't have the courage to just start a conversation because
Mhm.
that's how we grow. It's like physical fitness. When you train your physical body against resistance, you get stronger. When you
Yeah.
remove the resistance, you turn to jelly. Your body gets weaker. That is how your social muscle works. If you're not
Yes.
engaging with people, running up against the friction of having to drive to go to your nephew birthday party, right? People don't even engage because that's I got to go. But by showing up, you're demonstrating how much you care.
Yeah.
You're showing how much this person means to you, which galvanizes the relationship even further. But we don't want that anymore. We don't want to talk to people with different opinions. We don't want
Mm.
to engage with things that are uncomfortable. We don't want to work in the gray areas. But that is
True.
where our humanity lives.
True.
Our humanity lives with working with perspectives, infinite perspectives that may
Yeah.
not be like ours,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
Validity
it's
all
so
the way
powerful.
around.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
it's so powerful. And I think again the pushback to all the algorithm and the insulation and isolation will
Hmm.
be we need and crave more human connection.
Exactly.
We need
There
each
we
other
go.
to survive.
There we
Yeah.
go.
We
And
really
that
do.
is the key right there, Jay. And I can push harder for infinite perspectives because I have the bandwidth to do so. I know
Yes.
the ropes, I know the behind the scenes, being a PR strategist, I know what to do. However, this platform is an arc. And that's
Mm,
what we said. It's an arc.
I
And
love it.
see, I don't have to put crystals and make it shine and say, "Ooh, this is
No,
a new shiny toy," and we're like everybody else because we're not.
that's right.
And
No, you're
those
not.
that are aligned, they will come.
They will come. I assure you, they will come. You all are making a dent in the universe with your honest, authentic portrayal of Black femininity and Black culture. Because look, we know the Black culture is matriarchal. We want to say patriarchal, but it's a matriarch. Mother Earth, Queen Mother. It's the mother that comes before the child in every culture, but in
Yeah.
our culture in particular. So it is such an honor to see such authentic Black women leading the charge without all the fanfare and all the other accoutrement that attracts a certain type of surface thinking, right?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is soul work, baby. You ladies are doing something much deeper than the surface. And because of that, this is what I like to call human preservation technology.
Mm.
Ooh,
We are preserving humanity through our connection with one another as human beings, giving other human beings permission to
Yes.
engage with one another, right?
Mhm.
yes.
So this is
Come on.
that's how essential the work that you ladies are doing. I am honored. I am proud of you
Oh,
all, and I
Thank
am
you so
here to
much.
support in
Thank you.
any and every way.
thank
I'm
you,
grateful.
Joe.
This is much
You
needed.
know we love you.
Yeah,
You know
we are
we
I
love
grateful.
love
you.
y'all, man.
And
We
gratitude is the
absolutely.
key. Gratitude is the key for any
It's the
success.
attitude.
Yes.
Gratitude is
There
the
you
attitude.
go.
Gratitude and attitude.
Gratitude,
Yes.
gratitude gives you more to be
Mm.
grateful for.
Uh-huh.
An
Oh,
attitude of
yes.
gratitude gives you more to be grateful for. No matter
Yeah.
what it is. Like I told my daughter just now, I'm grateful y'all ain't hurt, girl. Yeah, this car
Mhm.
need to get fixed. Yeah, it's gonna cost some money, but I'm glad that y'all walked away from this because it could have been so much worse.
Could have been so much worse.
And that's what we must see
Absolutely.
in every exchange in our life,
Yes.
Exactly.
positive or negative. If you can live another day, you
Mhm.
must find the gratitude in the moment. You
That's
There you
must.
go. Find the
You must.
gratitude and the lesson that it was meant to teach us in that
Yes.
moment.
In
Yes.
that
Mm,
moment, because that's exactly how we grow and evolve as human beings,
there you
through
go.
friction, through
Absolutely.
the friction,
Through the friction. So true.
through the friction.
We have some comments coming in. Oh, another amazing sponsor joined, Carlotta Colverbrand. You know, she was a former ICATS with Ike and Tina Turner, and she is a
Ah, I'm
sponsor for
so
Infinite
impressed.
Perspectives. Hi,
I'm
Aunt
so glad you did.
Carlotta. She said some folks have been performing for so long.
Mm.
The phonies. She said, whew. And then Aziza said, absolutely, going back to the point that you made about matriarchal work. And yes, Aziza, we agree 100%. And Aunt Carlotta came back and said, some folks have been performing, being phony for so long that they do not know how to go within to express
Mhm.
their authenticity. How
Mhm.
would you teach them how to do so? Good question.
Mhm.
That's an excellent question. Through the arts. So this is where the book comes into play, right? So the book, we have 6 pillars in the book, and the first pillar is emotional intelligence, right? The first one is emotional intelligence. Second one is mind-body connection. With the emotional intelligence, mind-body connection, spiritual exploration is the third one, and then we move into active listening, presence work. That's the fourth, and the fifth is we want to use our creative problem solving, and then the final one is building community through ensemble and improvisation. So
Okay.
each one of those steps is a key in the door to unlocking your authentic self. So
Yeah.
everything starts with your breath. The
Mhm.
breath is the connector from the spirit to the body. It is the anchor to you being present.
Mhm.
Without the breath, and it's the most important thing for your life, because if I take it for 10 minutes, you die. And it's the most important thing for you as an artist because
Mhm.
your breath regulates your emotion. Your
Mhm.
breath regulates how you respond and show up, right? So,
Yes.
in order to tap, even if your authentic self has somewhat calcified through years of neglect and years of performance, it still is there. It
Mhm.
still
Yes.
is resonating beneath the surface. We just have
Yeah.
to become more intentional about connecting with it.
Yes.
So it starts with your breath,
So true.
breathing. Most of us breathe just enough to survive, but not enough to be available.
Mhm.
Breath is
Mm,
everything.
Right. You got to
mm.
respect the breath.
The
Respect that breath.
breath is everything.
Yes.
Everything emanates from your life giving source. How you move. I mean, if we did panic breathing, I do these exercises with my students. It makes you immediately feel different. If
Mhm.
we take a deep breath and hold it at the top for 5 seconds, and then exhale, that makes you feel different. If we inhale and take a longer exhale, that makes you feel different. So when we open up those doors through breath, then we can allow truth to start inching into who you are. So the
Yes.
breath grounds and centers you. And then once we start doing the breath, it anchors you. Then we start moving into more of the active listening, not to an outside source, but to yourself. Where do you hold tension during your breath? Is it in your face? Is it in your eyebrows? Is it in your neck? Is it in your shoulders? Once you start listening to what your body is saying, then you can start dialoguing with your body. You can speak power
Mm,
to your subconscious. That is your recorder. You have to, because the soul speaks in silence. So you have to be quiet. So your subconscious is where you meditate and speak directly to your subconscious and begin to reprogram yourself.
Mhm.
The subconscious work, the quiet breath work, the awareness, the active listening to your body,
Mhm.
how you move through space, how certain emotions affect you.
mm,
Yeah.
We don't know none of this stuff because typically we're so inundated and distracted, we're not even paying attention to
Gotta
these
pay attention.
mechanisms going on within our own bodies.
Mhm.
So it's much easier for our minds and our bodies to be co-opted when we're not aware or in control of any of it.
Yeah.
so true.
So it starts with the breath, grounding,
Mm,
placing yourself in a place where you can hear your soul.
Mhm.
We as human beings, our current form as Homo sapiens is 250,000 years old.
Mhm.
Our bodies currently, Neanderthals, they say go up to 300, human-like people. But Homo sapiens, 250,000 years. In
mm,
250,000 years, our brains have evolved slightly. We didn't have a stick. We had the stem, and then we've got the cerebellum, and all the little new parts have come up. But it does not upgrade like a cell phone.
Mhm.
So we were trained to basically take about 50 to 60 beats of information per second, right? That's how our brains typically operate. In our modern society, we're inundated with over 2 to 3 million beats of information per
Mhm.
second. So typically, we're operating in fight, flight, or freeze mode.
mhm,
Mhm.
And it's hard to get to your soul when you're constantly distracted. And if you're constantly distracted, then you're irritable. You're not able to relax. So everything seems like a threat. If you got to wait in traffic, that's a threat to you. Why I got to wait? Why trying to get somebody says something that you disagree with? You snap back. And we've seen society become a lot more angry. Nobody smiles. We all looking down on our phones. Everybody's distracted. Nobody's present.
mm,
Mhm.
mm,
And when
mm,
we
mm.
operate like that, we miss all the richness of who we really are, and we get further and further away from the truth of who we are. The further we
Yes,
get outside of ourselves, the further away we get from the truth. So breaking those old performing habits takes courage, discipline, consistency,
Mhm.
and a
Mhm.
commitment. You got to be
Mhm.
intentional, or it will not happen. That's why it's hard work.
Yeah.
yes. I
Yeah.
love
That's
that.
why it's
Thank you
hard work.
so
Starts with the
much.
breath.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Ooh,
And a lot of us are there right now, Michelle. That's just the fact. We're so overwhelmed that a lot of us aren't living within anymore. It's
that's true.
completely to be validated by society. And that's the
Yes.
danger of where we are as a society.
Yeah.
Mm, so
Absolutely.
true. You know, you're talking about presence, you're talking about breath going in,
Hmm.
the inner you, not
That's right.
surface,
That's
talking
right.
about the soul system.
That's
Um,
right.
Aziza commented when you were talking about gratitude, and I just wanted to read her comment. And Aziza is Linda's daughter. Hi, niece. She says, I
Uh-huh.
love that. Gratitude gives you more to be grateful for. Love it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Aziza.
Mhm.
And with you
Absolutely.
talking about the presence and you being a father, a husband,
Mhm. Mhm.
masculinity is often taught through strength,
That's right.
Mm. Okay.
achievement, provision,
That's
and
right. That's right.
image,
Come on.
but emotional presence
Mm.
requires something very different, right?
Hmm. That's right. That's right.
So, Jay, what does healthy masculinity mean to you today?
I
Mm.
love it.
Good question.
And,
Yeah.
and phenomenal question, as always. Y'all been hitting the home runs with every last one of these questions.
He's like always.
Right.
Like always, you ladies are brilliant. to bring the best out your guests. You definitely do that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Healthy masculinity for me means an active, listening, emotionally intelligent, present human man.
Come on.
We're living
Wait.
emotionally
Wait.
intelligent.
Say it again. Start back.
Yeah.
Start back from the beginning because I think the people in the back need to hear this.
Yeah.
You and this is very important because this doesn't have anything to do with what typically we're taught as what men are. Right? Now men physically are gonna be strong. We're gonna want to take care of our temper, right? But to me, a healthy masculine man is a man who has intention, who's an active listener, and has
Mm,
emotional intelligence. Your presence is your power. Your presence is your power. A lot of times, see, as fathers, we love our children, but something may get lost in translation when we speak because we may not be present. We may be just giving tidbits as we move from one thing to the next. As a grandfather, I've learned so much about how important being present is. Nobody cares how much you know until they first know how much you care. And they know how much you care by how much time you spend,
Come on.
how present you are. Is your phone out? Are you constantly distracted? Masculinity in the modern era is under attack. We've got the manosphere and the blue pill and the red pill communities.
Mhm.
The paradigm for what men are has changed. It's a rough time to be a man. It's a
Yeah.
tough time to be a boy because
Yeah.
we used to have it simple. We go out, kill the food, bring the food back, the woman cook it up. Generations
Yeah.
taught us women maternal, you take care of the children, the home. This paradigm, this institutional way of us thinking has been imploded.
mm,
Men don't know what to do anymore. We can't get jobs the way we used to. Women are in the marketplace. We're being marginalized because of toxic masculinity and all the things that historically
mm,
have oppressed people. But when we look at what we need to do, all we have to do is start to become more present, actively listen to our partners, to ourselves, to our children, not just to respond, but to understand, to
Mhm.
connect,
mm,
right?
Yeah.
mm.
To
Yeah.
actively connect. That is where our value comes in. My wife has made more money than me since she took off in Hollywood, right? I told y'all, I'm a theater actor. Theater actors don't make nowhere near. That's changing because I
Yeah.
told you, get ready to be the new prestige. But historically,
Yeah.
theater won't make as much as film and TV.
No. Right.
Right.
I had to come to grips with that. I had
Yeah.
to deal with, okay, I'm not the breadwinner, then what am I good for? If I'm not making more money, then what am I good for as a man? Then I had to realize my presence was my power, my
Mm,
wisdom, my balance. My wife and I don't compete. We complement each other.
ooh,
We met on
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah.
We met acting. So she's doing the same thing I do. She's just doing it on another platform that's getting paid more. So it's not about a competition. You do,
Yeah.
but that comes with time and understanding and
Yeah.
active listening and
Yeah.
being emotionally intelligent because sometimes that means realizing when you're wrong, recognizing your fallibility. In my
Mhm.
old way of thinking,
mm,
because it takes evolution. We can't. My wife and I've been together for 23 years. We've been married for
Mhm.
20 years, right? And to me,
Mhm.
that's the flex. That's
yeah.
the flex because it shows that I've evolved as a man. That I was able
Right.
to do, like I said, make more money. Don't make more money. But we're still partners. I tell young people when you get with somebody, the best way to measure how healthy your relationship is how much can y'all get done together.
Mm,
Yeah.
How well do you
Yes.
cooperate? How much can you build together? That means you're communicating. You're being empathetic. You're being present. All those things that dictate what a real man looks like are
Mhm.
embedded in the man that's consistent with those things. Because sometimes you
So,
feel like a nut.
uh,
Yes.
so,
one
so the,
second.
uh,
1 second, Linda. I'm so sorry. Um,
oh, there.
a great question came in from Aziza.
Mhm.
She said, "Do you happen to have a male mentorship program, Mr. Jones? I feel like all men need to have continuous communications with you."
I think that's a wonderful, and thank my dear sister. I so appreciate it. And yes, for the past 8 years, I've had a program at my local elementary school for fourth grade boys, fifth grade, fourth and fifth grade boys, getting ready to transition to middle school. We call it Kings. Keep inspiring next generations. And it's an
Come
8 year
on.
program. And we're doing workshops now where we use that same model, but we're calling them presence labs. So we're doing it at community centers. We've got several set up at libraries this summer. But the presence lab teaches all the things that we're talking about tonight, and it also teaches those soft skills, the manners, shaking
Mhm.
hands, answering questions, saying their name with pride, being able to be a creative problem solver. These are all the things that we're teaching young men in particular, along with how to be physically fit, because that's a part of your
Mhm.
manhood too. You want to be able to take care of your body yourself, so then you can take care of your family
Ooh,
and
Yeah.
be that
Yeah.
example for them on what
Yeah.
physical fitness, because somebody said health is wealth. I was a personal trainer for 10 years. Health is absolutely your wealth. That which, if you don't have your health, you will spend all your wealth trying to retain
very
Hmm.
true.
Hmm. I'm wondering if you do. We're going to talk about what you offer out there, but I'm wondering if you have an online mentorship course that can help people, because
it. Ooh.
I'm thinking that, to paraphrase what you have said earlier, men are often taught how to suppress their emotion rather
Yes,
than
ma'am.
understand emotion. And
That's
we
right.
got men all over this country that need to hear what you got to say.
But
Amen.
see, Linda, but
Amen.
wait. But that's where we have, our little sabbatical with Shaman Ra
Oh,
and
that's
Jay and
right.
all of that together. Look, we doing that all together.
We
Shh,
getting that
don't
do it
give it all
anyway.
away yet.
Yeah, I
Wait,
can't
We
give it all
family
away.
now, y'all.
Okay.
wait,
We
Okay,
family now.
don't
in
give it
case
all
you was
away.
wondering, we got
Right.
it
Listen,
coming.
we have to circle back after the show and talk to Felicia. Okay?
Uh-huh. That's
It's in the works. It's in the works, Linda. Dive it on
right.
top of it.
That's
See, there you go.
woo. Yeah.
I love it.
We
Ladies, I cannot tell y'all. I'm gonna tell you, we could do this for another hour.
Yes, we can.
well,
We could go
we
for another hour.
ain't stopping until we finish. So don't worry about it.
But we're not going to keep you too long because we
Right.
know we have to tend to baby girl.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that. But I
Oh,
can't tell you, ladies, how much I appreciate this authentic conversation. And Diamond, to your point, the alignment of it all. You know, everything happens in divine time. We are in
timing.
precarious times. Let's just keep it a buck. This is a massive transition period for humanity, for artists, for actors, for people of color, for everybody. We're going through things right now. This is transition.
Yeah.
But I want people to really walk away with understanding that this is the most glorious time to be alive if you are present, if you are intentional, if you are disciplined and consistent. The world could be your oyster because
Yes.
everything is leaning toward those who can tap into their humanity. The computer's going to do everything else, but our job is to love and connect with each other like never before.
Before.
Because those who can do
Yes.
it will be massively successful in
Ooh,
this digital age of AI.
yes. Yes, yes, yes. I concur. I concur.
Yes,
Listen.
ma'am.
So we talked about the responsibilities, we talked about the masculinity portion of it. Um, we know that many men carry a lot of responsibilities, the expectations, silent pressures that most people rarely discuss, to be honest.
Mhm.
What has your journey, Jay, taught you about vulnerability, strength, and emotional honesty?
Mhm.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to lean back on the idea of my artistry because I always say artists are the closest people to God because we walk on faith every day. Our livelihood depends on us trusting that the opportunity that we work hard and pray for will arrive at the right time.
Mhm.
And I've been able to inhabit different characters that have taught me a lot about myself. I feel like my
Mhm.
characters that I portray choose me as opposed to me choosing them. There's something that they want to tell me as an artist. And I believe all artists should feel this way because the art of creating characters are universal. It's because, when you're a little kid, people tell you to act right. How you gonna act today? I'm gonna act like I got some sense. So acting is a fundamental part of our life. But I think being an actor has given me an opportunity to explore those vulnerabilities on my side in a safe, controlled environment without crashing out, right? I played killers on set and in movies where I get to experience the darkest sides of my personality in a safe way. I've played vulnerable men who's lost love, you know what I'm saying, or lost children and had to deal with the reality that could one day be my, situation.
Correct.
So I think just being an artist for the past 30 years has given me an outlet to explore these emotions and explore these elements of who I am in a safe and controlled way, and hopefully to the benefit of those who bore witness.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's interesting you say that. I'm a theater actress. That's my parent art form outside of broadcasting. I did that for 20 some odd years, but theater was the first place, and it was the place to hone the skill and to know about presence itself.
That's right. That's right.
And the
That's
power
right.
of presence, the power of intention.
Absolutely.
So with that in mind, do you believe presence is a form of leadership, meaning that simply showing up fully without performance, without ego, and without mask is important?
Vital.
I love that.
That's a brilliant question, my dear Sister Linda, and you are definitely directly hitting the nail on the head. Presence is everything.
Yeah.
Presence is everything, without which you can't be persuasive, without which you can't be polished without the presence because you're not seen. You shrink,
Yes.
you disappear. You can't be of service when you're not there. That's why I tell people, even if you physically here, but your computer got you off into another cyber world, your presence is not here. I feel, sometimes they say just the presence of the cell phone in your hand will distract people.
The
Just
fact
the
that you
presence
can't
of
put
it.
it down. The fact you can't put it down. Or it's
You
the
can't
first
get
one
away.
to come up.
It means that this is more important than what you got to tell me. The presence of the phone being on the desk, even if it ain't touching you, just you see it. It's in it. It's on with. So even presence can be affected negatively if it's something that you don't need. Presence is all about active listening, not just with your ears, but with your soul, with your eyes. You pick up the minute, those micro adjustments that we make.
Right.
That's what presence really is.
That's
So,
interesting because that it sounds like you're also saying that strength is not always found inside control. Because sometimes strength appears the moment someone feels safe enough to stop pretending. Stop being
I need to write that down. That's a bar.
Yeah.
That's a bar.
Look, wait, we have to do the come on, Jay.
That's a bar, baby. Let me get the middle finger right in there.
Yeah. And
That's a bar.
You have said some powerful things about fatherhood and being present. Fatherhood changes people, not simply because it has responsibility, but because it reveals things. No audience sees. That's why you have to be present with your children. That's what you've been saying, and giving them higher vibrational exchange as opposed to lower vibrational exchange.
Amen.
So how has being a husband and a father changed the man behind the public image? How has that changed you?
It showed me that life does not really evolve around me. For a long time, I thought I was pretty promiscuous, shall I say? And I was married before I met my wife of 20 some years. I was married for about a year and a half, right, to a high school sweetheart, and I was selfish, ladies. I'm gonna keep it real. I believe I truly had a thought that men weren't even meant to be monogamous. because I thought that was a Western concept. In Africa, you can have as many women as you can afford.
Uh-huh.
So my
Right.
mind, so I believe that. But what happened was I fell in love, ladies. I fell
Oh,
in love with a woman who showed me that in order for me to love myself the way I truly am supposed to, I must love someone else.
mm,
Uh-huh.
In loving my wife, I learned how to love me better. It was
Mhm.
crazy. And then when I had my daughters, it showed me that
Yeah.
life was so much just bigger than what I wanted or what I thought was important. I learned how to become more generous, not just with money, but with my presence, with my
mm,
listening. I learned how to be more emotionally intelligent to see what they were feeling, more empathetic, right? It
Mhm.
allowed me to vicariously feel things that I never felt in my life because I
Mhm.
was putting me all the way first. Having a family, I believe it's the pinnacle of maturation for men.
yes.
That's just my opinion because it makes you think so much more about
Oof.
those outside of who you are. And in doing that, it makes you so proud and powerful as a man for yourself. It really is the most satisfying feeling in the world to tell you that your family come and tell you that they love you. You sit back and see what you built with your family, with your consistency, with your discipline, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was a womanizer. People say men are as faithful as their options, right? So if you
Yeah.
if you ain't got no options, you faithful. But if you got options to go out and have as many women as you can, you ain't gonna be faithful. I used to believe that, but for the last 20 years, I wholeheartedly disagree with it. A
Yeah.
man is as faithful as his commitment. A
There you
man
go.
is as faithful as his morals and his principles dictate for him,
I love
Yeah.
right?
that.
That's
That's how
powerful.
faithful. And I've been faithful, and I can honestly say for the past 23 years, ladies.
I love
And
that.
I'm so proud. To me, that's one of the biggest accomplishments of my life. Biggest
Yeah.
I
accomplishment of my
love
life. And
that.
I'm so grateful. Life's become so much fuller and simpler and
And we
beautiful
love you for
without
your
having.
honesty. We love
Oh,
it
and oh,
because
thank you so
because
much.
this is good because that's going to resonate with someone out there because
Mhm.
they're going to see whatever they were thinking or experiencing and what they were doing. Someone else had that same experience.
I
They
sure
walked
hope
that
so.
same path. And
Yeah.
I
now they're
sure hope so.
understanding something bigger than self. And Linda, it brought me back to something you always say when he said he learned to love himself through his
Mhm.
wife. You always said, when I look
Mm,
at you, I see me in your
Mhm.
mm,
eyes.
That came
So,
from
mm.
Walter. Walter gave that to me, and I'll never
oh,
forget it.
that came
He
from
said,
Walter.
"You must
Oh,
be
Walter,
nothing,
we love us
Walter.
some Walter.
We love us some Walter."
Oh,
Walter
that's
said,
my
"If I
brother from another mother.
Yeah, look,
yeah,
look,
yes,
yes. Yeah.
That's my
Oh,
brother
that's
from another
Walter.
mother.
yes,
Walter
that's my
Yes.
brother
Fauntleroy,
from another."
Full circle. Yes.
brother from another mother.
Little Lord Fun. Yes, we
Woo!
love you.
Absolutely.
Love you, King. Love you, King. Because I
Yes,
know
me
he
too.
texted me. I know he checking us out tonight. Because he texted me before I
Yeah,
jumped on with y'all ladies.
yeah, yeah,
I love
yeah.
him as well.
That's my
Oh,
brother from another mother.
yes. He's amazing as well.
Strong
Look,
brother.
alignment is everything.
It's
Like
everything.
energy attracts like energy,
That's
and
a
I'm gonna
fact.
leave that there. So
Yeah.
when you talked about your experience and how you learned to love yourself through your wife by loving
Mhm.
her, you know that's
Yes.
that's setting the bar, and we talk about that resonating with so many people out there. This
Mhm.
is leading into leadership, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
leadership often gets connected to influence,
Yes.
Mhm.
visibility, or authority.
Yes.
But do you believe that leadership begins with self-governance?
Oh my God,
Mm.
yes. Oh my
Yeah.
God, yes. I believe
Come
that
on.
the first leader you must be is to yourself.
Ooh,
You must be the
Mhm.
engineer of your life in order for others to see the value in you leading them. They won't lead a
Mhm.
man who hadn't done well. And I know we live in a digital age where people can fake the funk, fake it till you make
Yeah.
it, create these
Yeah.
beautiful,
Mhm.
exteriors, but the
Mhm.
interior is rotten to the core.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
in order to lead authentically, with alignment, presence, and commitment and intentionality, you must have to master yourself first. And you
Mhm.
can work through it. You can have tremendous, because I've known some tremendous football coaches who were flawed men. They were wonderful coaches, but flawed men. But through their coaching, they were evolving and becoming better. So you can work through the situation, but you must have to have a foundation, at least
Mhm.
a foundation of honesty and respect for yourself in order to be an honest and thoughtful leader. Because all
Yes.
leaders aren't good. They just,
Mhm.
some people can strong arm lead, like you said, through power and through, money or position, right?
Mhm.
They didn't earn it; they were given. But those leaders that people truly follow, that truly resonate, are those who have
Mhm.
started to lead themselves first and foremost.
Right.
Mm, I love that. And I just appreciate our viewers, and these comments are piling in. And I'm sorry, I like to get them in to let them know that we are connecting. Ramona from
Yes, yes.
Facebook joined us, so we have people joining us from all platforms. Gratitude, you guys. So Ramona from
Awesome.
Facebook says, "How did you open up your eyes to stop womanizing? What would you tell
Mm,
young men battling womanizing?"
Mhm.
that's a fantastic question. And I'm going to tell you, it's a journey. Because in order for me to do it, I damn near had to hit rock bottom. I was
Mm,
feeling empty. Again, like I talked about being an artist, the whole being able to connect emotionally. Well, over time, you start feeling the vibrations of those bodies that you enter.
Mhm.
Over time, it takes a toll on your psychology. And
Yes.
I came to a situation where I was like, I have got to stop. I literally prayed. I literally prayed to God to help me overcome this lustful feeling, right? Because I was raised, like we talk about performing. When you little back in the day, oh, he gonna be a woman killer, or the girl's gonna love him. How many girlfriends you got, boy? If you
Uh-huh.
hear that enough, it becomes expected behavior. As
Come on.
even as detrimental as it is, we have to be very careful on how we encourage, because the performance for me came through the conquering of females. It was
Mhm.
because in the 90s, it was how many girls, how many numbers can you get? We going out, how many
Mhm.
numbers can you get? How many
Mhm.
girls you got? How many you got coming over this week? Right? I
Mhm.
mean, I was at Morehouse College in the 90s, living
Yeah.
downtown in my own
Yeah.
place with a car. You know
ooh,
what I'm
the least,
saying? So
ooh,
Freaknik came right past my front door,
yes,
literally.
that's why I said,
Go,
ooh,
yes, ma'am. So see, Diamond, you know what it is. So it was that type of environment, and ultimately I had to mature. And through the maturation process, it just became an overwhelming energy field that I was not doing. And then I was having kids. I had
mhm,
3 kids before
Uh-huh.
I was married. You know what I'm saying? Then I got married the first time I had another kid, right?
wow,
Mhm.
So I was piling up debt. I couldn't be a good father, because I was an actor still doing regional theater, so I wasn't
Uh-huh.
home. So I really had to take stock because I wanted to be a good dad.
Yeah.
I wanted to be Bill Cosby, but my life and my discipline was not aligning, right?
yes,
My attitude was not aligned. So I had to get into alignment. And I thought I was in love with the women, but
Mhm.
until I really found a woman that really touched me and I really realized I was in love, I did not change until that. Because my wife gave me an ultimatum. When we first got together, she said, "You got them kids. What kind of father are you?" I said, I
Uh-huh.
see him when I said, she was like, "Well, if you don't see them kids to be a good father, you cannot be with me. I'm not going to be, because I don't know what kind
come
of man
on
you're going to
now,
be if we have kids,"
Come
that's
on.
right,
which we
Come
did.
on.
And so
yes,
that friction made me grow up, because the maternal nature of y'all black women, she stopped me in my tracks. It was a good woman who took a chance on me with all them kids to say, "I see something in you, man, but you got to
mm,
grow up. I see some potential, but you got to be a better man if you want to be with me." And I
Yeah.
wanted to be with her. So I had to
Mhm.
yes,
become a better man. And 23 years later, we still here.
Mhm.
woo, look,
Mhm.
yes, go ahead,
So
Yeah.
it took
Queen,
a
go ahead,
woman to help me
yes,
become a non-womanizer, but it started with me recognizing that my behavior wasn't aligning with my principles. My
Mhm.
yes,
principles. I had to
She
recognize,
showed you. She showed you you.
like I said, loving her allowed me to show me my flaws and love me better and become a
Come on.
better version of myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love that because that shows growth, right?
Evolution.
And through your growth, you expounded on that and that became your legacy. See,
Yeah.
legacy
Became
is
my
not
legacy.
built through titles. It is built
Come
through
on.
what people continue carrying. And you
Mhm.
chose
I
to
love
carry
it.
something much better.
Mhm.
I love it.
Mhm.
And give you that, D. Give you that, T, baby.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Oh,
it. Legacy.
yes. And you chose that. So we're going to tie it back into the soul system. You know, soul system life speaks deeply about authenticity,
That's right.
intentional living, and alignment. What does becoming mean to you personally?
Mhm.
Becoming means being courageous. Being courageous enough to search for your authenticity. To be courageous enough to, when you find it, defend your authenticity, your presence. There's nobody more powerful than a made up mind. And once you make your mind up that you're going to find yourself in the
Mm,
midst of the chaos of our current
Mhm.
society, it is the
Mhm.
greatest journey you can take. The journey to
yes.
Mhm.
you, the
Yeah.
journey to finding you.
So
So
so does that
authenticity, yeah,
mean does that mean that you believe people remember who they are or they become who they are?
Oh,
ooh, another one.
oh,
I believe there's shades of who you were in the becoming of who you are because who you are is constantly in flux. I am not the same man I was yesterday. I had an experience today that changed me. My daughter was in an accident. That changed me. I'm not the same man as I was just because I'm more grateful for her today because I almost
Ooh,
lost her. You know what I'm
you
saying?
better come,
Yes.
you better preach.
I'm
Yeah.
coming. I'm trying
Yes.
to get there. And the thing is, if we constantly seek evolution, then we're constantly evolving and changing. So, yes, the shades of who I was are helping me become who I am because I'm still not fully what God made me to be. I'm still a
Right.
work in progress. I'm only
Exactly.
53 years old or 53
Exactly.
years young,
Young.
so I still
Yes.
feel like God is still developing and changing it. The soul system being off and all that stuff, I ain't planning on doing none of that. That became as a out a outsource of me trying to be of service to students, right? To
Mm.
Yes.
serve humanity.
Yes.
So I believe through service, God is going to evolve me further, take
And
me to
you're not
places.
trying, our brother, you're doing.
You're doing
Amen,
it.
my dear
And,
sister.
and
I'm
the
so
job
grateful.
doesn't start, the job doesn't stop until you go to the next round. So you're
Exactly.
always working.
Yes.
Always
And
working.
I love that because through the soul system, you know, people will understand just this. Many people spend years asking, who am I?
That's right.
But
Mhm.
perhaps the deeper question becomes, what parts of me did I forget?
Mm.
Mm, there we go, girl. What parts of
Yeah.
me did I forget? Because
Yes.
life will look, trauma causes amnesia, right?
Mm,
The more trauma you go, the more you forget. You forget how good
those
God was for you. You
generational
forget.
curses. Woo.
Come on. When we going through things, we think we ain't gonna never get through it, but we just went through this 6 months ago. Went right
Mhm.
Right.
through it, and look where we are. But because we going through trauma, we forgot just 6 months ago how we overcame, right?
Hmm.
Mhm.
So that's
Mhm.
how trauma will help you forget pieces of your humanity.
So
If you're
true.
Right.
not careful, you'll forget. Just like you said, Diamond, pieces of your humanity. So we've got to remember through tapping into those breathing vessels, through those being
Yeah.
present vessels, through those alignment and intentionality. That
Yes.
is
Mhm.
how we find ourselves back to ourselves and help us evolve to who we're becoming.
And we
Yeah.
have to be
Yeah.
zealous
Yeah.
with our
Yeah.
intentions.
Yeah. And you're talking about truth and identity and purpose and returning home to self.
That's
You
right.
know,
Yeah.
that's what you're
Inside.
saying. Tonight's conversation has felt powerful because it
Mm,
moves beyond image, beyond titles, and beyond presentation. Okay. Because underneath every role, every accomplishment, and every expectation, there remains a human being
come on.
simply trying to remember themselves.
Yes.
About. We're
Yes.
about trying to remember ourselves.
That's it. That's it.
Yes.
That is a
And,
powerful way to
and
wrap it up.
I have to
Mhm.
do a comment coming in again. Like we love you
I
guys.
love
Thank
the
you.
comments.
Yes.
Colleen from Facebook says, becoming, turning your eyeballs inward and accessing inner awareness, finding oneself. Woo!
Come on.
Yes, yes,
That's
Colleen,
the
you better
fact.
come over to come on. Look,
Man,
let's
what
give
an
her your
intelligent
speech.
audience. Let's give her hugs. What an
Yes.
intelligent audience you all have cultivated. They are active listeners. They're emotionally intelligent. They're available. And I am so honored that they're tapping into this deep conversation tonight. That's
Oh,
an honor
Yes.
to have
Yes.
absolutely.
all of
And
the
we are
listeners.
grateful for all of you, and we are definitely grateful for you as well, Jay. So,
Thank
with
Mhm.
you so
that,
much.
we know that presence, and you guys are here, showing up and showing out as per usual.
Mhm.
Gratitude and abundance.
Yeah.
Presence is powerful because it asks nothing
Mm.
to prove itself, it simply arrives
Mhm.
whole. And
Mm.
perhaps becoming was never about becoming someone new.
Mhm. Yeah.
Perhaps it was always about simply remembering who you already were.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
love it.
I've gotta say this, Jay, and I love asking this question. And anybody coming on the show after this, get ready for the question. Prepare yourself for the answer. Okay. If you could speak to your younger self before the acting,
Mm.
before the platforms, before the expectations, before being a husband and a father,
Mm.
or before the becoming,
Mm.
what would you say to the younger Jay?
Mm, well,
I mean, you got me tearing up.
Yeah,
oh,
that's great.
look,
I would say
air hug, our
yes,
brother.
yes, yes. That's a
'Cause I
girl.
feel you.
Y'all have been doing amazing with these questions. That it's a simple question, but it's loaded, my dear sister.
Isn't it? Yeah.
It is loaded. I think I would
Hmm.
tell that young brother
Hmm. Come on.
to keep believing in yourself. Keep believing in yourself, young man. There are
Yes.
going to be times where you're going to doubt whether you're making the right decisions.
Mhm.
There are going to be times where you feel like maybe God has abandoned you in certain situations.
Oh,
Keep
mm,
believing in yourself. Trust
Mhm.
the process and
Mhm.
always be authentic.
Ah,
Always show up your original self. Don't let them
yes.
steal you. Don't let them
Mhm.
change you. And don't let them
Mhm.
make you into something that God did not intend for you to be. That's what I would tell that boy.
Ooh,
mm.
Jay, you done said a mouthful and
Look,
some.
making us tear up over here with
Yes,
you.
I'm tearing up
That
because
was a
I have men that are growing,
whew,
young men that are growing into older men in my family,
mm,
and
Yes,
I like everything that they do. They love
yeah.
me. All of my immediate family is gone, so
Mm,
I'm the matriarch of the family,
correct.
and
amen.
they listen to what I say.
And what
Yes,
an
they
appropriate
do.
matriarch you are.
Yes.
Yes,
Well, I
yes.
thank you for that. I thank you for that.
And you
I'm
know I'm
grateful.
tearing up because I have all boys.
Yes,
Mm,
yes, yes, you do. And you raise powerful boys. And your
yes,
husband
you
is
did.
powerful.
That
James,
is
her husband is off the chain as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, I know it.
He's
If he married to that one there, if he
yeah,
married to her,
uh-huh. You know
I
it.
already know what type of king he is. With a queen
Yeah,
like that, his crown is secure on his head. He is a
yes,
king.
yes,
Brother
he is.
James, you are a king.
Yes. I want to thank you, Jay, for sharing your humanity with us tonight. I want you to share, please, with everyone your upcoming projects and events and releases, understanding NDAs, but where viewers can connect with and support your incredible work. Please share that
I
with
love
us.
it. I love it. Well, you all can always go to soulsystemlife.com. Soulsystemlife.com is where we have our hub of everything, where all the classes are, and whenever we're out. doing anything in the community, it'll be there as well. But of course, I want y'all to watch season 3 of P Valley. It'll be out hopefully at sometime this summer or by the fall at the very least. But 2026, it's been a long journey. I've got a tremendous arc.
We are so ready. Look, we are
I'm
so
so ready for
ready.
y'all to
We're like,
see it.
we're so
P
ready.
Valley.
Woo!
If he's
Yeah.
in P Valley, he and I are on the same show.
Exactly. I was just
You know
I didn't know
P-Valley?
if I could say that. I didn't know if I could say that.
Let me girl.
Yeah.
Season 3.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, well, you know we cannot wait. Because I
Yes.
played Prince in P Valley, and it is going to be, Linda. You already, it's going to be something that is worth the wait.
Listen, I'm going to be look, we're gonna have us our own viewing party.
Okay.
Oh, you must, you must, and I'm gonna chime in. I'm coming in too. I'm coming into the viewing
Oh,
party too
listen, we're
because
all doing it together. Listen,
Right.
look,
super
and
excited.
we may have to do it over. Look, we're gonna go to Linda's or over to Raquel. So my sister chimed in. Oh, thank you, sis, from YouTube. Mrs. Simpson. She said, "Okay." Quotes from Becoming by Michelle Diamond. Yes, I did throw some quotes from my book.
You threw some burners, some bars, baby. And look, oh yeah, I want everybody to go. You can get the book. You can go to Soul System Life to get the book, my website, or you can go to Amazon. Just go right to Amazon, and the book is there. The audio book is on all the platforms, from Spotify to iTunes to Amazon Audible. You can get it there too. So get the book, get the audio book. It is an amazing read, and I narrate the audio book, so you get to really hear it from the horse's mouth.
Awesome. See, I need to get with Jay on the narration piece. Yes, because we were talking about that, Linda. But yeah, we're all our authors here, and I love it. We are supporting each other. I love it.
That's right.
Quotes were similar because we are aligned. And we have another comment coming in. We're going to get it in before we leave. I promise you guys. So from Facebook, Linda says, I have 2 pages of notes. You were wonderful. Great questions tonight. Gratitude. Then we have another one coming in from Colleen. OMG, P Valley coming back.
Girl, it's coming back, Colleen. You better strap up, girl, because it is going to be amazing.
Yes. And
Is that
Ramona
Ramona?
says, this was great conversation. I loved it. Oh, gratitude, Ramona. We are so appreciative for you guys.
Thank you, lady.
Well, with that being said, guys, we don't want to hold Jay up too much longer. Tonight, if you take nothing else with you, please let it be this. You do not have to perform to deserve belonging. Okay? You do not have to prove what already exists within
That's
you.
right.
Continue remembering. Continue aligning. Continue becoming by returning home to yourself. That is when true arrival meets who you already were.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
And that
Very,
means
very profound.
right. And that means that if this conversation felt aligned for you, we want you to feel free to like and subscribe and share what you see here.
Please.
This is Infinite Perspectives,
where voices become vision and limitless, boundless, infinite possibilities.
Absolutely.
Amen.
And with that being said, guys, one more thing. Stay tuned. We have another surprise because you guys know I already dropped the T. We're going to have Jay in the magazine version. So make sure you subscribe to IP. Stay tuned.
Yes.
Stay tuned. Love you guys. Love you, Jay. Love you, Linda.
Thank you, lady.
Much gratitude,
so
all.
much.
Love and lights.
Blessings.
Bye.
How you gonna change the things around you? Oh, what you gonna love inside of you? Oh, When you gonna hear his revelation?